Hey everybody, Jimmy here with the Triple C Collective for another commentary track for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the animated series from the 1980s. We're dumping into we're jumping into season 2, episode 9, Splinter No More. This was a really interesting episode. Like a lot of these episodes, like there are certain just like more so characters that I'm kind of remembering more so than like full on episodes or like little bits of episodes or little bits of story and stuff. Um, and this is actually a case of where like I just straight up didn't remember this story. The story opens up with Splinter No More opens up with the turtles, of course, getting some pizza as always. They are Michelangelo is the one who got the pizza, comes back, takes off his like turtle in disguise look, and then gets a sushi roll tray for Splinter because that's what he would prefer, obviously, as opposed to the pizza like the Turtle Brothers. They talk. The turtles talk about having like a Mondo depression because Splinter seems to, or like Splinter kind of having a Mondo depression because he just kind of takes a sushi tray and like walks away. They're trying to figure out what Shredder's next move is. They are also sensing that Splinter really. They're talking about like Splinter like really wanting to be human again, which is all really interesting. The idea that Splinter would no longer want to be a rat and be a human again and be able to kind of live in both worlds is interesting. We get Donatello, as much as he does machines, he also knows a little bit of science and stuff. He finds that they have a little bit of mutagen left for them to kind of experiment with and see if they can do a reverse engineering of like the mutagen effect that like had on them that would have turned them into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Well, mutant turtles at that point, really, because they were just starting out and Splinter hadn't trained them yet. But that's beside the point. And so, uh, Splinter is crying at the offer that the turtles are willing to, and like Donatello and everyone and all of them are willing to help Splinter with this. Like he's crying at it, he really loves it. His sons are willing to like there's this like thing that they're not really talking about. They all kind of touch on later. They all kind of expect Splinter to basically be like, hey, I'm human, bye, and like just kind of be out of here. Whereas like Splinter's just kind of like, it would be nice to like just walk around and be human again, just try it out, see how that would go. uh Splinter decides, he finally, after the turtles convince him, he decides to go ahead and get his go ahead and get this like mutagen like reversal spray on there, which is really interesting because the turtles talk about having to be careful and not like have this mutagen touch them because it'll reverse them just back to normal turtles. And then yet Donatello applies this as like a spray paint aerosol thing. um, which I mean like it literally just shoots out of the can like it's spray paint and it's like an aerosol. There's like a cloud of it, and I just have questions on how this didn't affect the turtles in the immediate like right after release of this. But it doesn't, and they spray Splinter and he becomes Yoshi again, Master Yoshi. And Master Yoshi goes off and is like, I'm gonna go explore. And the turtles then have that debate, like, will he be back? And like the turtles say, will he stay with his own kind? Because like now that he's human again, he's not like a part of them. It's a really weird like idea that they're kind of putting over here, that this like whatever. It was very interesting of like seeing all of this. Then after we get this like nice little, or this interesting opening of the Turtle Brothers with Splinter, we head over to check in with April and Irma. April and Irma are, just kind of bored with their assignments. Irma's always wondering about the turtles. April's just looking for the hot new story. Uh, they are, walking around, and I believe they are in a library here, because April is doing like as they call a puff piece, on a library. But I don't know. Libraries are pretty cool, so I don't know why she's like downing that. Whatever. So she's there. They finish her interview with what they were doing there, and Irma and her are walking around having a conversation about bored, want a better assignment, all of that, and then they see Bebop and Rocksteady. Well, April sees Bebop and Rocksteady lurking around, so, April knows right away, if I see Bebop and Rocksteady, Shredder's somewhere around here as well. We then see Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady together looking in the library for a magical book, which is great that this magical book is actually in a library. It's just brilliant, Why? I mean, where else would it be? Why would it be in like a bookstore or somebody else's shelf? Of course, it would be in a library. So then, after we see like Shredder and Bebop and Rocksteady looking for the magical book in the library, we get a cut to Master Yoshi now walking the streets and getting accustomed back to life as a human, and he just runs into a slew of just like horribly rude people. Now, to be fair, he tries to get into a cab without money, so that's fair. The cab driver like drives away. He's really rude about it. He didn't need to be that rude. But like, he just leaves. Okay, that's fine. Like, I get that. You're not gonna pick him up. But like, he just runs into like just like mean, rude people all throughout this, and like, he kind of like starts like taking like solace, and like kind of runs to like an alley to just like get a break from it all. We cut back to Shredder then. He surprises the turtles, and like the turtles get a call from April saying that Bebop, Rocksteady are at the library. Turtles head there. The turtles pop in on Bebop and Rocksteady. They're like, "Where's your leader, Shredder?" And then we get like Shredder, popping out and like, "I'm right here," and stuff. And it's really great. It's really awesome. Then we get the like just a classic like Bebop, Rocksteady versus the turtles, which is always a great fight. I always love seeing those characters always go at it. It's always so much fun. The fight music is always amazing. We get they even call out a rhino and warthog runoff, which is really funny. They the Shredder and Bebop, I don't know why I said the Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady, they find the portal paper because that's what they're trying to do. They're looking for this magical book to open up a portal to Dimension X so that Shredder doesn't have to go to and rely on Krang anymore to get to and from Dimension X, and so that, that's always what Shredder is after, is to get access to Dimension X and get his foot soldiers back, his foot army back. So we get the they find the paper. So Shredder finds the paper that he was looking for. Turtles get the book and find out about the spell and stuff. Shredder already has the spell. He just needed the map of where to go. So Shredder now has that for the portal to get to. The turtles are like, "Oh no, we got to stop him. We got to get to this temple that Shredder is heading to make sure that he can't open up that portal and bring in everyone like Krang and the armies and stuff from Dimension X and like take over Earth." Like the exact plan that Krang and like Shredder have been trying to do since like season 1, episode 1. and it's great. I love it. We also get then we get a cutback to Master Splinter or Master Yoshi. Sorry, he's back in the. He gets attacked by two like thugs or whatever, um, robbers basically, and he gets attacked by them. He's able to sort of defend himself a little bit, and then he starts like changing back. He finds out that despite what Donatello was able to do to him, and change him back to Master Yoshi from Master Splinter, give him that human form back. Splinter was actually, excuse me, only temporarily cured. You know, it is it is crazy and it is wild like to see. Like it's awesome to see. Like it's kind of like seeing April transform. It's like April transforming into the Catwoman from Channel 6, which happens later on. It's just a little fun mutation of like, there's one thing that the Turtles and stuff have always done is taking humans and making them like into mutated animals and stuff. Like it's always been a really great thing. But the Catwoman from Channel 6 is even out by like NECA and stuff as well. So all that's really awesome. But getting off topic, got to get back on here. So once he starts to change, he again runs from the park, runs underground to try and take refuge back in the turtle lair with the turtles. Shredder is yelling at Bebop and Rocksteady about like making mistakes. He doesn't need you. He needs to sell them to get money because they're worth more than they're actually like helping him and stuff. Shredder calls Krang, saying that he found the spell and that he's going to be able to start opening up the portals and stuff. Krang warns Shredder about the portal. If you don't say it exactly, the spell, and cast it exactly how you need to, you'll end up opening like all kinds of different like holes and worlds to like different dimensions and stuff, and like all this kind of stuff. Basically, a lot of bad. It's the like when it's just like kind of opening up a huge hole in the in like the universe, multiverse, I guess, in that sense, if you want to put it that way. Puts a hole in it and things just kind of start falling on through, and it's not going to be good for Shredder. Obviously not going to be good for the Turtles because nothing Krang and Shredder do is ever good for the Turtles. So we get that. Splinter tries to continue before he's able to make his way. He leaves the park. He's still getting chased. He's like trying to go unnoticed, but he's getting chased. People are freaking out, like, oh my god, there's a rat human thing like running around, and like so he's getting chased. Then he gets himself like kind of a little bit to safety, a little bit out of there. The turtles are walking in the sewer, and then we have Splinter hiding in an alley. Splinter and the turtles end up meeting up, and they the turtles don't meet up with Splinter yet. Splinter's still hiding in the alley. The turtles are saying that they need to get their way to Shredder so that they can stop him, find out where Master Yoshi is, and not to worry about where Master Yoshi is because he needs to be able to go on his own journey and figure out what he wants to do. Little do the turtles know that it would probably be way more beneficial to their Master Splinter, Master Yoshi, to the turtles actually being there and being able to help him out a little bit because he could definitely use it. Irma, we get a cut back to Irma now. Irma is pressing April more and more on the turtles. April takes a phone call. Irma is listening to it, like, again, still trying to figure out what's going on with the turtles and everything, because that's all Irma cares about. She kind of always is like she's the thorn in April's side of being able to kind of work with like the turtles and everything. Um, the On the call though from April, they say go to this underground like dock and the subways. We need to meet you there. Because we need to figure out, again, how to stop Shredder and Bebop and Rocksteady and getting to this temple and everything like that. If you don't find it, it's at the end of like where it's at the end of the terminals, basically, where the turtles are saying that April needs to go in this underground like dock in the subways. Shredder and Bebop and Rocksteady, they are going to the temple. The thing that Shredder, Bebop, and Rocksteady don't know is that the turtles actually live in the sewers where they are currently traveling to try and get to the temple. Shredder calls Krang and says that he wants a neuro scrambler so that he can set the wavelength to affect mutants, specifically the turtles, and then the turtles will be able to see each other as enemies and start fighting each other. And this is really what Shredder wants. Shredder wants to end the turtles, and this is a good way. So they open the portal to Dimension X. Krang is saying you better not regret it. And we get a cut back then to Splinter. He's asking why humans hate everything that is not themselves. Fair question, Splinter. Fair question. Now Splinter's heading back to the subway. He is looking to try and find the turtles. He sees that stuff is all awry down there and it's looking dangerous. The turtles start to feel like weird. We get a cut back to the turtles. They start feeling weird. They start fighting each other, and April is like super scared because the turtles are all fighting each other. She's not used to seeing the turtles fight each other like this or doing anything like that, really. And April, as the turtles are fighting each other, April is calling them crazy, trying to break them up, trying to make sure that they can, stop, basically. April brings up Splinter and is like, what would Splinter think of you? April does find the neural scrambler and tosses it at the turtles, knowing that the turtles would fight it and like try and break it up, thinking that April is throwing some sort of weapon at them. Because again, as much as they see themselves as each other's enemy, they also see, April as their enemy. They don't see friends, is basically what this neural scrambler kind of does to them. And Bebop and Rocksteady are complaining still about trying to find the temple and trying to use wanting to use like different lasers against the turtles, and like they were they're just like rambling on basically about nonsense, Bebop and Rocksteady, and it's pretty funny. This is also interesting then. Splinter smells some weird incense. We get a cut to the turtles then. April was able to kind of like knock them out of it by like once they destroy it, they won't dishonor Splinter by like failing him. So they enter Shredder's trap for the turtles. They're hit by a laser. Shredder begins to speak the spell. Bebop and Rocksteady are watching the laser knocks the turtles out, stuns them. It's a stun laser that Bebop and Rocksteady were talking about. They were just kind of like bad. It's a weird conversation that they're having, but in the end they're trying to just say that they need a stun laser to knock out the turtles, which is exactly what they get. And it's it knocks them out. The Bebop and Rocksteady are watching the turtles. Then Splinter comes in yelling. He yells like stop, like trying to attack and break it all up. Shredder then miscasts the spell. A one-eyed tentacle monster tries coming its way through. It's like a big old octopus looking thing, and it's just wild. In Splinter coming there and the monster getting there, the turtles are able to escape. They start to, fight the monster, cutting off its little tentacles that are regrowing and stuff, because it's like an octopus with like one eye kind of looking thing. It's a great little monster actually. And so they have that going on. They're fighting it. They're trying to cut it off, push it back. The turtles make a plan basically once they realize that they can't close the portal and can't keep this monster from coming out. They decide to take out all of the strong points of the subway that they're in and have the entire subway collapse on the monster and kill it, destroy it, and they get out alive and live to fight another day. Donnie, thanks April for her help and getting them there. They all make jokes about loving fighting aliens. Irma wants a big story with the turtles now. The turtles and Splinter, of course, are recapping the end of their day and the end of this story with pizza, followed by a trail of incense, which is like really weird. Like I don't get the incense thing that Splinter's using or doing here, but whatever. But it's really funny because they make the joke yet again, the turtles only care about pizza. So they end the episode saying that Splinter, of course, lighting his incense, meditating instead of having the, I guess meditating or whatever. I don't really know. Instead of joining the turtles for pizza, because he's a rat again and he doesn't like pizza as a rat, and I don't think he really liked it probably as a human either. But he doesn't eat pizza anymore, so he's probably going to go back to his sushi trays. So now, of course, the turtles are ecstatic to have more pizza yet again. And then that's the end of the episode. Credits roll. This was a great episode. I had a lot of fun rewatching it, and yeah. So I'm going to cut this off here. Thank you for joining me. Please like, follow, and subscribe to us. And thank you for joining us. I'm Jimmy with the Triple C Collective. You have a great day.